Hi viewers, this is Dr. Gunamani Jana and you are watching video with me on creating Git account and how to download and install Git and Git desktop. Why this is so important? Whenever we try to communicate or you try to present, you need some social media account like the Facebook and other things. But whenever the recruiter or you want to go for a job, that time instead of this social media account, if you have a Git account, it is more important, because the recruiter and the people, they want to check what the things you have done actually and what you maintained in the GitHub account. Okay, so for this what you need to do, we have the just I will tell you the important about the Git, what is this Git, what is the GitHub, and also what is the GitHub account. So Git, it is a distributed version control software. So two things you come across, one is the distributed, second thing the version control software. Version control, it is a way to save changes over time without overwriting previous versions. That is called the version control, right? So number of people can work on the same thing and they can maintain different versions and all the things without overwriting each other, so they can maintain all things. And being distributed means that every developer working with a Git repository has a copy of that entire repository, every commit, every branch, and every file. All this copy will be with them. Then if you about this Git, it uses the SSJ compression, which makes it very fast. Okay, by using branches, developers can make changes in a very safe sandbox, and we can easily revert that changes, or we can roll back the branch pointer to the commit where everything was fine. So for this we must have a GitHub account, and for more information, so you can see this link. Otherwise I will be explaining in detail how to create this thing also. And here we need not know how to code, use just the command line or install the Git version control software, that is the GitHub, that is the built-in. So all the things. Then what about this GitHub desktop? With the GitHub desktop, we can interact with the GitHub using the graphical user interface instead of this command line or a web browser. So we can use the GitHub desktop to complete most Git commands from our desktop, such as pushing to or pulling from and cloning remote repositories, attributing commits, and creating pull request with visual confirmation changes, right? Then coming to the GitHub account, this at the heart of this GitHub is an open source version control system called the Git. So Git is responsible for everything GitHub related that happens locally on your computer, and you can connect to the GitHub using the secured shell protocol SSH, which provides a secure channel over the unsecured network. And you can create a repository on the GitHub to store and collaborate on your projects files. Then we can manage the repository's name and location also. This is the thing. Now let us go for that how to create this GitHub account. So we can open https://github.com in a web browser, and then it select the for the sign up. In the sign up means registration, you enter your email address there and create a password for your new GitHub accounts and enter a username too. Next, choose whether you want to receive updates and announcements. That I will show you the demonstration how to do that one. Then finally, once it is installed everything, so three things you create. First you install the Git bash, first one. Second one, Git desktop you created, and you created an account there. Then once it is there, you log into that one. In the upper right corner of any page, you select the new click repository. Then in this new repository name, you type something, give a name. Suppose I am giving hello world, something like that. So in the description also you write something, describe your project. This repository is for practicing the GitHub flow, etc. Then you can select the repository will be public or private. If you want everybody has to see, then you can select it public. Then select add a readme that markup file md markdown. Then click create repository. So repository will be created now. Then for creating a branch, say click the code tab of your hello world, because the hello world is the now we created just now, and above the file list, click the drop down menu that says main and type branch name. Suppose I put a branch name like readme-edits into the text boxes. So click create branches So this is the readme edit from our main. So that from the main we created a branch here. How to make and commit changes, that we see it here next. Under this readme hyphen edits branch we created, click the readme.md file. That is the markdown whatever I showed there. To edit the file, click that one, edit, just pencil like small will be there. In the editor, write a bit about yourself and click commit changes. So in the commit changes boxes, write a commit messages that describe your changes. So this is my first commit, second commit, like that. Then and then click the commit changes. Okay, this is the things you have done it here. Then how to push? Then open a push request. Click the pull request tab in your hello world repository. Click new pull request. Then in the example comparison box, select the branch you made, that is the readme hyphen edits, to compare with the main. Main is the original and this is the readme, the branch you created. Look over your changes in the differences on the compare packages. Make sure that what you want to submit. Then click create pull request. Then it give your pull request a title and write a brief description of your changes, and you can include emojis etc. Then click create pull request. Okay, so these are things. And step number 5, you want to merge your pull request. At the bottom of the pull request, click merge pull request to merge the changes into the main. Then click confirm merge. Will receive a messages that the request was successfully merged and the request was closed. And then click delete branch. Now that your pull request is merged and your changes are on the main, you can safely delete the readme hyphen edits branches. If you want to make more changes to your projects, you can always create a new branch and repeat this process. So click back to the code tab, that is the hello world repository, to see the published. So this is the general things we can see it here. Now let us see how do we do practically. Okay, so now I told you that first thing that we have to go the git bash, we have to install. So download and install git. So where you get these things? So you go to the Google git-scm.com downloads. There you have to download. I'll show you demo how to do that one. Then once it is downloaded and installed, then you go to the start. Either you start the command prompt cmd, or you go for the PowerShell also. Suppose you can use PowerShell. So type PowerShell, then open. Then you create a folder mkdir first project. Then you change your directory, that is cd first project. Then you connect to any of the IDs. I recommend go for this Visual Studio Code. So type just code space dot. Before that you see that VS Code is already installed. Then now you type the git space hyphen version. So if it is already installed, it will show the version, latest version what is installed. And then before that you have to go for this git configuration. Git config space hyphen global user dot name. You write your username here, and git config space hyphen global user email also you can type it here, right? So these are things you do it here. Then once it is there, then you will see that there will come a concept like the master and slave, which it is odd to look. Then we can change it to, instead of master we can go for the main. What you do, first you go for the git init, then delete the git folder what is created there. For that command mode you can go to rm space rf dot git, it will be deleted. Then we type the next command git space init hyphen b here main. So now instead of master and slave it will come the main, right? So create a new again file, that is the first code.txt. Under that one, so type some text hello bbc or something like that. Then you go for the git commit, fine. Then in the how to write the git commit, so git space commit space hyphen m. So what is the messages? It is write my first commit. Then git add first code. Suppose I go for the second commit, like that you go for. Then git log, git status and git parents, you can see everything there. Then you suppose you created another thing, the credential.txt. So you can remove it, git space rm space hyphen cast creates.txt. Suppose you want to remove that, and then you can see. Then suppose you want to go for one more new code explorer like that, because I was using as my channel. So that you can do echo this readme.md git init, then git add readme.md. Then you go for submit commit like the git commit hyphen m first commit, git branch minus m, git remote and suppose I want to push it to the remote, so git remote add origin. So here you can see github.com Dr. Jijana code explorer git and git push -u origin main. So these are the things, and the same thing suppose I want to do it for another thing. Suppose I have a project calendar. So how to do that one? First you open that folder in your command prompt or the PowerShell. Suppose it is that like that something Dr. Jijana and calendar.git. Then what you do, first you type the command git in it, then the git add space dot git commit space hyphen my first commit, git branch hyphen minus m main, then git remote add origin, these things, git push you. So these are the commands repeatedly I am doing for different things. You can see the latest what I do is continue, the same thing is done, right? So now this is the thing you have done till now. Now let us see how do you go for the git scm. For the git scm, what I told you that just type git hyphen scm .com downloads. You can see here, once you type it is appearing in front of you, and you can go for the Windows. Once you go for the Windows here, so it is showing you the so many things are there. So you can go for the 64-bit git Windows setup. Okay, once you go for this setup window setup, so it will start downloading all things. So git the latest version 2.440 something like that it is coming. Okay, so because it is already downloaded, so just I avoid this one, I cancel it one. So it will be installed, just you show the directory where it is, so there is no issue on that one. It's clear? So then suppose you want to go for the GitHub your account. Okay, so creating an account I told you that because I am already logged in into the account. So you first time you have to go for the GitHub login account or GitHub login. How to GitHub login? So then it will ask you two things. To your you have to go for the sign up with your username and password. You give a username, password, or whatever things are there, you create it. Once you create it, then everything will be fine there, so it will be diverted there. Then the third thing, what you do, go for the GitHub desktop. The GitHub desktop also you can download. So after downloading and installing, things will appear in front of you like this. I'll show you. So if you see this, the GitHub desktop, it will appear like this, and the git scm what is installed, it will appear like this. Okay, so once everything this is completed, yeah, I'll show you here how you are going for this one. I have given it here also how to go for this one. Then immediately go to your account here. Suppose you want to create a new repository. What I told you that first you have to go for the right hand side and go for the new. So once you click this new, so it is appearing in front of you that give a repository name. Repository name, suppose I give it BBC High Tech Canteen. You write it there. Then what is the description? It is a food plaza for the BBC canteen, and you make it public. Then if you want to add a readme file, readme.md, so you click it here, then you create a new repository. The moment you clicked it there, so your repository is created. I have 3-4 repositories here, like the calendar. This is the calendar which you can create, and any part of the world you type it there. What is the things you can sorry, this is related to the events. The EBC calendar I created, that is just like what is the events we are conducting in the colleges, that will be there. Second is the weather app. You can put any city name and it will give you the details of weather online, that I created. Second one is the BBC High Tech Canteen. The BBC High Tech Canteen what I created, it is there just like that. What are the menus available online, and you can order it, and all things is there. So now the thing is that that is the part you will be using the Node.js, and you will be using React.js, modern mean. So that is different issue that you learn the software and all things, but it is not the technical part. You are writing a story, you are writing essay, you are writing some contents. So your PhD thesis is there, you go for updations, you are writing. So everything you can maintain with this Git. Thank you for watching this video. If you really like this video, please do share with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe. Thank you once again. Thank you.